the show. Let's see what has been happening in the wrestling world. Welcome to the show, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts, always the best guests in Midwest. The Two Counts, great time guaranteed because we're the best of the best. Need to be Ace and JR, Top Shelf Tommy, we're about to start. Welcome to the Two Counts. It's time to dig deep into the wrestling world. Welcome to the Two Counts, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts.
The Two Count. The Two Count. Where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, like, and start a hype train for God's sakes. And now, here are the hosts of The Two Count. Comedian John Russell, wrestling broadcaster Big Ace, and everybody's favorite heel, Top Shelf Tommy.
Yeah, baby, it's Tuesday and the Big Daddy is back. Woo!
Ugh, the Big Daddy? That's what you're calling yourself now?
I just said it. It just Malice, how are you, man? Good to see you, friend.
God, and I'm the one who looks like an asshole out here?
Yeah, well, at least you can admit it.
Okay, all right, fucker.
Malice showed me some new belts that Madhouse got coming this year, and they're mighty pretty.
Nice.
We can't talk about Madhouse tonight. We have an absolute preview.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
We can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Anyway.
Oh, can you know?
What is,
get
anyway,
lippy with me, huh? Fucking make a return, you get lippy, huh?
Well, first of all, you two get it out now. Otherwise, it's gonna be a real long 2 fucking hours.
I know.
Exactly. It will be. Here's the deal. Okay, JR, you're back after missing 2 of the last 3 weeks. Okay. Get your shit and priorities together. You missed 2 of the last 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did. I forgot about that other one.
Yeah,
So,
of course you did, you old fuck. Anyhow, here's the deal, okay? Ace and I had to fucking drag John Madden to the fucking show last week. We're not going to do it with you, okay?
I watched
Welcome back,
show.
by the way.
I don't know what you mean about dragging. I had a wonderful time with John last week.
I mean, it looked like it was a fantastic show, and you know, John Manning is a fantastic guest to have on.
You two are making Luke and Malice argue now in the chat room, and I don't like this. I don't like everybody arguing.
I don't like it either.
I
just want to say,
why would mom and dad always have to fight?
Because this is how it is. And am I the mom now?
Because your red-haired mother's a cunt. That's why.
Watch it, jackass. Okay.
So I just want to say that I did watch the show back last week, and it was great. I really did enjoy it. I just want to let you guys know that I was unable. It was like, oh yeah, Tom went down hanging out with his family. Well, his family doesn't send him a fucking paycheck. I'm sure that if his boss said, hey, Tom, you need to be in here on Tuesday nights because we have a fucking fire in a warehouse, Tom would be there. Tom would tell us, I gotta go. The fucking fire alarm went off. Right? I think that's happened before.
I have done that. Yes.
So when I get done with my training at 5:00 and they make me get on a big ass bus with the 80 other people that work within this company in my position, I can't just say, sorry, I got to do my wrestling show. They're not going to let. So anyway, but having said that,
you know what though? Hey, you know what? Part of it was said. It was said to see if you would watch it, and I'm glad you did watch it. So now we know for sure you did, because that was exactly what was said. Is Tommy goes to Dallas with his family and he gets on the show.
That's exactly why I brought it up.
Still have not missed a show since I've been on, which I am kind of shocked by. How am I the only one that hasn't missed a show since I've fucking been on, by the way? You fucking losers.
Because you're not a founder. The founders get rights and privileges that the coattail rider does not get.
You're starving for more attention than we are too.
First, hold on, Ace. Hold on.
By the way, before you say this, I want to say one other thing. I also listened to HCW's podcast, and Tom, thank you so much for kissing my ass because if you haven't heard that, folks, please, and I mean this sincerely, you were super nice and super kind to me, Tom, and I didn't think you had it in you. So I appreciate that more than you know, because that was the true Tom. That was the true top shelf Tom on the HCW podcast.
I was mildly drunk when I did that. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Also, Mouse, how dare you say this is all I have? I have more than this. I mean, I have commentary duties with Absolute. I have whatever the fuck I get to do with Madhouse, which is whatever.
Yeah,
All right, this is all I got. This is all I got. This is all I got.
Hey, you and I also no, that's not true, because Tom does have a limited. Hey, just let me know, HCW. I will. I guarantee you, I won't kiss Tom's ass. But Tom and I know we have. For those of you up here in Minnesota, I think, and I'm guessing it's going to be out in the western suburbs or somewhere out that way.
Yep.
You and I and Jesse Towler, who some of you know, are going to be doing a show. It looks like we're going to be doing a show on May the 20th. And it'll be the three of us. It'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Be real good with a good buddy of mine and ours, Kurt.
Yeah.
Big Barn Bob, Magic Cosmo. If you making the way around Twitch and stuff, and you see him, Mikey Too Much will be there that night.
Jesse's here right now. I've never seen him. Jesse, good to see you. I guess we're all three doing a show. That'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come see it.
But anyway.
Yeah, let's get, because you guys bickered enough already that I feel bad our poor guest
Thank you, Danny.
sitting there. Guys, we're gonna get into this.
Never feel bad for Badger.
Oh,
that's literally my own fucking moral.
That's not nice. Anyways, this Saturday, Algona, Iowa, the VFW Absolute Pro Wrestling returns to action. Catch Tommy there, catch me there, and catch this guy there. Badger Calhoun.
Oh!
There he is.
How's it going, boys?
Good
And
to
Tom.
see you, buddy.
Did you say and Tom?
And Tom,
Okay.
yes.
Like I'm not one of the boys?
Hey, you're part of something.
Spice Boys, don't jinx it, because if it's bad, you just it's gonna be a hard drive, bro. Pray for good weather. Hooray!
It was
for
not
good
easy
weather.
for us Minnesotan boys, okay? I know fucking Badger lives like fucking 10 minutes from the venue and shit like that. He could stab 3 hobos on his way there and still make it in plenty of time even after getting arrested.
Oh,
so I don't even know where that fucking came from, but I mean, if there's hobos in Algona, fucking get a better class of hobo.
The hobos
You know what I mean?
are in Brit. The hobos are in Brit.
You know more about Iowa than I ever will.
That's where they have the hobo convention. I'm surprised that you don't go to that every year.
Why would I go to the hobo convention? Okay, I'm not looking for your mom.
Do they still go by hobos?
No, that's okay. That's okay, Tom.
Oh man,
Tom and JR have been doing this for the last 20 minutes now.
It is no. It's
Yeah.
only
Taking
10
hot
after
shots at each other.
It's only 10 after 9.
Yeah, but he's counting the 10 minutes before we went live.
Well, that's bonus material.
we weren't fucking bickering at that point. We were going over show notes of like, you know, you missed a hell of a show last week, JR. Glad you watched it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't talk about me doing other podcasts, stuff like that.
Look,
you know,
see, Tom. Yes, in Brit, I'm smart. I know shit.
That's amazing.
yeah,
I
you
kinda
know,
wanna check out
digitally
this
shit.
Hobo convention. Well, anyways, Badger, thanks for joining us. Sorry that
Thank you
you
for having
have
me. Thank
to
you.
deal with Tom on the play-by-plays all the time. I'm just kidding.
You're just fucking killing me here, Ace. Okay.
No, actually, lucky you, Badger. You get Tom and myself this weekend on the commentary table.
I missed you last time, man.
Yeah, as well as I'll be in the ring announcing everything too. So it's gonna be a busy night. It's gonna be fun.
This weekend, baby.
Mm-hmm. And we also, just so you guys know, AEW Revolution happened. We'll get into that as soon as we get through this APW show, because I'm sure we all have thoughts. Did everybody watch it?
I did not
Highlights.
watch it. I was sick for that.
Okay.
And I even missed the newest episode of Last of Us on Sunday. That's how sick I was.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I heard that show sucks. So anyhow, On to the wrestling. Does it not? I don't know. I hear bad things about it. I hear it's awful.
I don't know.
Don't
I
talk
was a
about
fan
it.
of the
Let's
game.
move on.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I
It's not
don't
important.
I don't think there's rhyme or reason to this match stuff. I think I know which one's the main event, so we'll just leave that one last. But otherwise, we'll just go through the card here.
Okay.
We'll talk about it, boys. We'll get some opinions, and then we'll dive into some other stuff today. Let's start with this one right here. Brought to you by Trends Salon. We've seen it a few times before. It never gets old when these two get into the ring because they hate each other.
Yep.
Like, legitimately hate each other. Ugly AVB Aaron Von Baron going to be going at it again this weekend. They just cannot settle this score. And, I mean, these guys are giving out some top-notch matches every time they get in the ring together.
Yes, they do.
It must be nice having top-notch matches and not top-shelf matches. But, you know, whatever.
Hey, man, that's not my job to hand out. That's your job, sir.
I'd also even be happy with top-tier matches.
JR, I swear to God, I'm so ready to verbally smack you right now. It's not even funny.
Well,
Anyhow.
before we get into our thoughts on this, let's also I got a little video we're going to cut to AVB with a little message for Ugly.
The last time Absolute Pro Wrestling was in Algona, Iowa, I was seconds away, mere seconds away from bashing Tyler Jones's head in with my baseball bat and ending his career. And right before I could do that, Ugly, you had to step into my business. This is my business, Ugly, not yours. I don't know why it is. Every time I turn around, there you are. This Saturday, it should be me taking on Matty Starr for the title. Instead, it's Tyler Jabroni Jones taking on Matty Starr for the title. And none of you understand the way this is going. The way this is going is Aaron Von Baron is the measuring stick in Absolute Pro Wrestling. There is none above. And I tell you, Ugly, you keep getting in my business, I'm done with it. This Saturday in Algona at the VFW, they call you Ugly now. Just wait till I'm done with you. There's not going to be much left to call ugly.
Ooh, shots
Harsh words
fired
from Aaron Von Baron.
He's
Well,
pissed.
I mean, first of all, let's address the fact that yet another wrestler paying homage to the top shelf, baby. Y'all see it? AVB trying to get his way into the top shelf life. Does it feel good? Do you guys all see how it is? Man, the copycats are out there. The homages are happening. And I tell you what, guys, it feels so very good to be living this top shelf life. Go ahead. You guys can go ahead and talk. I'm going to bask in my own glory for a second. Go ahead.
Sure. Shout out to Shank real quick.
Yes.
Also,
Shout out to Shank.
have you thought of this, Tom? Maybe you just picked a really common hand gesture, and that's why everybody does it. Just throwing possibilities out there, anyways.
Where was?
Yeah,
Hold on.
Aaron
hold on.
Von
Oh,
Baron, very angry
Hmm.
with Ugly, and he has every right to be because he possibly could have been in that title match with Matty Starr this weekend. We did see him almost take Tyler Jones out with that baseball bat in Algona last time. So a lot of history here already between these two, and it hasn't gotten any less over the last year. Badger, what should we expect?
I think Aaron Von Baron put it, perfectly. He said he was the measuring stick, and he said exactly what he wanted to do this weekend was make Ugly even uglier. And I got to tell you, man, I'm a little scared. I don't know what to expect this weekend. I don't know what to expect.
I mean, at some point, these two will have to fight to the death. Tommy, who survives?
I mean, again, not just because he's paying homage to me, but I mean, just because it's AVB, man. I genuinely fear this man. I don't fear many, and it's in small doses that I fear AVB, but I do fear him. I fear nothing but Ugly. He literally I mean, he has to carry around a stick just to prove how ugly he is. Like, he has to show what he's been beaten with before, just so everybody understands exactly how ugly he's supposed to be. I have no sympathy for the man. All the respect in the world for, again, somebody who is trying to get to that next level, that top level, that top shelf, if you will. So, yeah, AVB all the way, baby.
And JR, you've seen him in the ring a few times. You've gotten to witness some of the great battles. We're in store for another one.
Yeah, I mean, these two guys, as has been mentioned, they hate each other. They beat the hell out of each other every time. It really is. I mean, at this point, it's a coin flip and personal preference. And if I'm honest, I mean, I'm going to take ugly because, Aaron Von Baron's been on the show. I like the guy, but in this case, I flipped my coin and it landed on ugly.
They both were on our Christmas shindig, and it got
tense.
That's right. It got tense for a second. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be one hell of a man. It could go anywhere. I mean, they may end up in the middle of the street in Algona.
Yes.
In this one. So
that's fine. Because there's nothing that happens after this show starts in Algona anyways. The whole population of the general Algona area will be at this show if they know what's good for them. So it's not like them fighting in the street is actually going to cause any kind of accident, okay? There's like three other things that are happening at that point. There's one guy pissing inside.
In case.
Shut up. You gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish my saying. There's three other things that are happening in fucking Algona that night at that time. Okay. It's literally a bum pissing in the fucking bushes. It's JR's mom going down on some jackass, and then the case is open. So there's one person working or whatever. JR, I hate you.
I can't even believe it because
oddly enough, the first two happen at the third one.
There you go. Sometimes it sounds like Tom's voice sounds like somebody took a CNC and threw it in the fucking toilet and let it run.
You got that, by the way, Stuttering John? Jesus. Anyhow, next match. What's the next match?
Next match is going to be a banger. We got what is this? Ross. What? I don't know who that sponsor is. Lines and Signs, Algona, Iowa. Wanderer taking on Lars Metzger. Monster taking on another fucking monster.
It's Ron Reefer. Okay.
Ron Reefer. Everybody loves that guy.
Ron Reefer. Okay, I'm gonna write that down because I couldn't read that either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I think that's what it said. I don't fucking. Spice Boys is telling us it's Ron Reefer. See, I got
Ron Reefer. There it is. All right, brought to you by Ron Reefer. I mean, this is another one that these guys could go through a wall very easily.
Yes, absolutely.
Both it is an old building, so it's very possible.
Both of them absolutely terrifying men. I do think I'm going to probably have to take Lars for the win, but I mean, neither one of these guys is going to be in good shape after.
Nope.
Well, to my reckoning, this is the first time we're seeing Lars Metzger since his assist to Matty Starr to win the title. So, it's good to see him back in Absolute Pro Wrestling. He deserves this match. Now, the Wanderer is what he is. He's been around, obviously, that you don't call yourself the Wanderer without getting around, just like JR's mom. Anyhow, this is going to be a Haas match. We've seen it a bunch of these lately. Obviously, a couple weeks ago in Fort Dodge, we saw a couple of Haas matches there. I do like what Prentice is doing in that regard, but I do have my issues with Prentice on other things, but we'll talk about that on a whole nother time. But this is going to be a hell of a match.
Every time his name comes up, but we never talk about it.
Listen, if the man shows up on the show, we can talk about it. But until that point, he knows what he's done. I know my response is going to be, and we'll leave it at that. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I guess. Badger, what are you excited to see with this one?
You know what, man? I've always loved big Haas matches. They always remind me of just live action monster movies I can just sit there and enjoy. Like you said, these two are going to be fighting, throwing each other through walls, hitting each other with cars. Wanderer's probably going to yank a license plate off and hit Lars Metzger with it, as he should. So I'm going to go with the Wanderer. Because I don't like Lars Metzger. I respect him, but I don't like him because of his, as Tom would tell you, assist with Matty Starr.
Call that tomfoolery around here.
What else
Yes.
would? Yeah. Okay. So tomfoolery. Okay. So what else? Assist is the best word for it. It's not like he stole the title for Matty Starr. No, he just happened to help him up the ladder, as any good friend would. As any good friend would. If I consider any of you actually friends, and I must have misspoke when I did HCW's podcast when I was talking about JR. But if I consider any of you friends, I would hope you would help me up the ladder so I can get my title.
Yeah, but does Matty really have friends? Kind of
He
can't
doesn't need.
trust
Matty
that
Clearly.
doesn't
guy.
need friends.
You kind of can't.
I
trust
haven't met
that
any.
guy. Yeah, so I don't know.
Matty Starr doesn't need friends, though, guys. We
See-
all know this.
He
doesn't
doesn't
any-
have friends. He uses people.
Yes.
Listen.
That's what
the
he
only
does.
the only person who said anything right at this moment was JR, and I hate to admit that.
I'm just saying. That's my stance on this one. JR,
By the way,
you got
thanks,
anything to
Shanky.
add?
The only thing I have to add is, Lars Metzger was on our show. I believe I've seen the Wanderer just one time live. I'm going to go with Lars, and the reason is just simply because I like his attitude. I think his strength is his strength. How about that? Grab a kielbasa, Tom. And I'm just going to go with Lars.
I like it.
I haven't eaten dinner, so don't talk about kielbasas, please.
Grab two if you're used to two.
Our
I'm
next
very
match brought to you by Culligan Water. Ethan Everhart taking on.
Talk about your David versus Goliath, man.
Exactly. The big picture. This guy, one of the longest reigning champions out of Iowa. Ethan Everhart, though, his career, it kicked off and it's done nothing but climb and climb and climb. And another statement match right here for Ethan Everhart. It's going to be a good one. What do you think, Badger?
Oh man, I love it. I love David versus Goliath matches because you look at the size difference between Ethan Everhart and the big picture. Sure, big picture, he's huge. He could stomp a building and just wreck an entire town. But Ethan Everhart, man, he's got that X factor. To me, he does, because he's got that Bob Backlund strength. He's got that compact speed and agility. I think he can keep up with the big picture this weekend. I really do.
I agree. Do you think the boy from the Wild can do that, Tommy?
Well, first of all, I think keep up with the big picture. I think Ethan probably is a little bit more spry than the big picture, but the biggest thing is the big picture is so massive. I don't think Ethan Everhart is going to be able to run the circles around him like he has been able to do with other opponents of the past. Now, obviously, the last show we did have to see Ethan take a loss there in the tag team match, but to his credit, he is a fighting competitor, and he wants to come back bigger and better. So that's why he's taking on the big picture. Ace, you mentioned he is the longest reigning champion in another promotion, but here at Absolute, he's also proven himself to be quite worthy of all challengers, getting the big win a couple weeks ago against the Death Dealer as well. So the guy's riding high right now. He started out 2023 on the right note with the win, looking again, adding more wins because he wants to be in that picture, the big picture, for that championship.
But boom. Yeah, he knows how to win the big one, JR.
Yeah, he does. But let's be honest, Ethan Everhart ticks a lot of the boxes for an up-and-comer. Raw enthusiasm, this guy has it. But here's the real question. How long can you beat your head against a giant wall before you finally break it down? Because that's what the big picture is. He's that giant wall. And Ethan Everhart has skill, no question about it, but it's going to be like he's banging his head against an elephant. And it's just going to take so long, and the elephant's going to get a little bit pissy and then start throwing him around.
I like it. Yeah, it'll be a fun match. So, guys, if you haven't already, get your tickets this weekend at the VFW Post 2441.
Yes.
Algona, Iowa. The next match, we got Justin Decent taking on Victor Payne, brought to you by Peps in Algona, Iowa. Daddy Decent going to be in the ring. It's always a wild time when we get some Daddy Decent.
Just a lot of violence this weekend, you guys. We're already on our third match, and I'm thinking the whole building's just going to be just shut down.
Yeah, this card is definitely going to be a lot of.
This is our fourth match. This is our fourth match. You're not paying attention here?
Yes, I'm sorry. I apologize.
What a jerk.
Me or Badger for getting it wrong, David?
No, I screwed up.
Jeez, man. Ace, don't go so hard on our bro. Yeah, see? He can acknowledge when he's wrong. You don't need to go fucking so hard on him, Ace. Jesus. He's not an ass for getting it wrong, man. He's just a little uneducated. He doesn't know how to count. He is from Iowa. Anyhow, this is a big deal for Justin Decent. First of all, he did miss the last show in Algona, and I know he wanted to be there so very badly. So, I'm also looking for him to absolutely destroy Victor Payne. Victor Payne had the fortune of wrestling in front of his fans and family there in Fort Dodge. This is not going to be so easy for him in Algona. It's not necessarily all that far from Fort Dodge, but I don't think people travel outside of Fort Dodge. They're basically miserable human beings in that town, and they should all stay in that town until somebody drops a nuke on it and then levels the whole damn area. But anyhow, as I digress, this is going to be, I think, a walk for Justin Decent. He's going to run through Victor Payne. I think he's going to make this look easy.
I don't know about that. Victor Payne has a lot of badness in him. He can go. He can
maybe.
Go. So
maybe.
Plus, you got to look at too. Justin Decent, veteran of the game, been around, and he may not like me saying this, but been around for quite a while. Are we getting close to a moment where we may see Justin Decent slowing down a little bit compared to these younger guys? JR?
I believe that both you and Tom are 100% correct. I believe Justin Decent will use his veteran talents to win this match. The thing that makes me wonder and makes me think when you talk about will he slow down? Will he, possibly, even hang him up? I don't think that's going to happen until we see his longtime cohort, Susie, return to the ring. I really don't think it's possible for him to go out without having Susie make a triumphant return from the.
Well, here's the deal. Nobody seems to believe us, but JR, Tommy, and I have confirmed Susie's alive. We've confirmed this, but no one wants to hear us say this. Justin Decent likes to deny it. No one else wants to. Everybody says she's just missing.
It's because he's got her locked in his basement.
Listen, hearsay will do you no good in the court of law, okay? So leave it for there, Badger, okay? Enough with this bullshit talk, okay? Not locked up in the basement, but alive and well, okay?
May even
Spice Boys, no, Susie was not murdered. How dare you?
Incorrect.
These allegations and insinuations are absurd.
She was alive when you saw her.
Listen, if you don't apologize to Justin Decent when you see him on Saturday, I hope he slaps you too, Badger, okay?
Justin Francis found evidence. What do you got to say about that, Tom?
Max Chill and his Chill visor. Jason Prentice found evidence. Oh, bullshit. Prove it. You can send it over to one of these two idiots. They'll put it up on the screen because I can't have access, they said, to this platform. So
I'm just saying, there's been contact made to our show.
Yeah. So prove it.
We know.
Prove it, Spice Boys.
Maybe someday she will be back. Maybe. Anyways, back to these matches, though. You got a whole nother story. We got another big match here with CK Custom Concrete sponsoring this one. The Death Dealer taking on Christian Rose. First time for Christian Rose, I believe, in AEW. Am I right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Making his debut with us at Algona. I don't know much about Christian Rose. I know a lot about the Death Dealer, and I know that he is not a guy to mess with. Badger Calhoun, what can you tell me more about this one?
Oh boy. I've really been thinking hard on this one, and I got to go with Death Dealer against Christian Rose. And
Today.
No. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. I apologize. No, I got to go with
Write
Death
them
Dealer
down before coming on air.
I will. Thank you. Duly noted. No, I got to go with Death Dealer because I've never been in the ring with Christian Rose, unfortunately, but I've definitely seen him around. He's a very good talent. He's going to be doing a seminar this weekend for you up and comers. But I got to go with my boy Death Dealer because he's getting better every single year. He's always been good. He's always a stud whenever he's in that ring, and he could hit that RKO out of nowhere. So, I mean, what can you say about that?
Very true, Tom. What can you say about that?
I can say that RKOs out of nowhere have been done plenty of times, so I'm not too worried for Christian Rose. Say again?
Captain Midnight's going to be with Christian Rose this weekend.
Oh, well, he's got the advantage then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly. I mean, if first of all, the captain showing up in Algona already makes this trip a lot more worth it, okay? Because, yes, I get to hang out with Ace. I get to hang out with Badger. I get to see Prentice.
Sucks for us.
But seeing Christian Rose come through Algona, first of all, way to take a step down, brother, for the payday. But, good for you, bud. Good for you. I hope you do what everybody should be doing, stomping through the Death Dealer. I know he's a hell of a competitor. He's a hell of a hoss. Heck, him and the Big Picture had a hell of a match at Fort Dodge. However, you guys can say he's gotten better every time you see him. Every year he's gotten better, but the Death Dealer has a limit, and that limit is Christian Rose. 100% Christian Rose.
That's a good one, Goro.
Thank you, Goro.
That's a good one.
Listen, Goro, just because you can't handle the top shelf life does not mean you need to try and shit on it, okay? Or have birds shit on it, okay? Or whatever stupid lame ass shit you're talking about. You're a loser, sir, okay? Goro is a loser. Come on, guys. Goro is a loser. Why is no one joining me? Goro is a loser. I hate this guy.
I don't know. My headset was cutting out.
We happen to like Goro.
Of course you do. Oh, of course you do.
Goro, what kind of bird should we have?
I was cheering for the
There was some in the background. I'm behind me tonight. I like to run different crap, So I'm running old drive-in movie theater ads, and there happened to be some birds fly by, and Goro said, "Get those birds to shit on top."
When you went to the drive-in theater, did you ever ask him for snow with Nestle Quick Powder on it, JR?
No, because you don't go to the drive-in theater in the winter.
Yeah. Don't you know any better, Ace?
Yeah. That's funny. We're going to talk
monthly shower, sir. I am a person with indoor plumbing. I understand you have no idea what that is. So go ahead down to your local pond and hopefully drown this time trying to take your bath.
I just want to say that Spice Boys popped up there, that Rose's current Dreamweave champion in Illinois. That means something to me. And as he also said, he's bringing Captain Midnight along with him as an advisor.
Here's the deal. Go ahead.
I was going to say, at this point, I feel like, and I agree with you, Ace, I feel like I'm going to have to give the edge to Rose.
I don't like it because I don't like the antics of Captain Midnight.
Yeah.
Liar.
I'm not.
Everybody loves his antics. They're cheeky.
I don't like when there's questionable things during the match.
Yeah.
What he does before and after the match, that's fine. But so I don't know. Okay.
Goro, stop talking. Stop writing, doing whatever the fuck you're doing.
I don't think they would allow, but they would consider the eggs foreign objects, Goro, and so that would probably be a DQ.
They might. It's going to be a good match, though, and I'm excited to see Christian Rose for the first time in action. We move to the next match, tag team action.
Yes.
The boys taking on, is it Diamond and Violence?
It's Diamonds and Violence.
That's it.
plural diamonds.
Plural, yes.
There it is. Jackson King's AK-47, a new tag team making some waves, and they're going to go
Shut
after
up, Goro.
the boys.
Boy, they sure are.
I'm just
Listen.
going to start right now and recuse myself because everybody knows I just don't like Bryce Jordan. Sorry.
That's duly noted.
Why did Golden P-Boy buy a Wish.com copy? ask Tom there, Goro. He's buds with the Golden God.
Listen, Goro, I'm going to say this very slowly so I know you can understand it. You will never purchase ring gear. Nothing is a Wish.com anything when it comes to ring gear. Okay? This man has style. He has class. It's two things you have no idea about. Second of all, shut up all the time. No one likes you, Goro. This is hard for me to say, but no one on the show actually likes you. These guys will handle you just enough, but they love the fact that you're coming out here and you're chatting in the chat and all that sort of shit. But I don't like you, so I'm assuming that these two idiots don't like you. Now, on to this match. This is by far the one match on this card that I have been looking forward to the most leading into it. One,
weird.
Both of these teams picked up huge victories in Fort Dodge, okay? Diamonds and Vons obviously beating Ethan Earhart and Jay Wesley. And, you know, the boys picking up a huge victory along with Briar Hale against Cowboys from Hell. I'm not reading this. I'm actually just talking right now so Goro can say whatever the fuck he wants, all right? Yeah, Goro Shank in Walmart parking lot.
Which one? I want to see it.
Yeah. Anyhow. The boys, big win over Cowboys from Hell, along with and SHL with Briar Hale on their team. Huge victories for both teams. This one's going to be an absolute slobber knocker to steal from the real JR. I can't wait to see this one. One, the boys are riding high. Diamonds and Vons has been really picking up steam lately, end of last year into this year. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think this sets up to, whoever wins this, in my opinion, will likely be the first Absolute Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen due to this match with the coming first time ever tag team champions being crowned soon in APW. So, yeah, I mean, both strong teams. I mean, you have the boys who've been together for a while. They know each other. Shank's in the chat, so I mean, he would attest to that. These guys have been a team for a while. That always gives you a bit of an advantage. But again, you can't take away from what Jackson King and AK-47 have put together over the last year, and I'm excited to see where they can go with it. So,
I'll go back again. You guys know I'm not a fan at all of Bryce Jordan. You guys know
why is that? Why are you not a fan of his?
Why would I be? And the point is this.
He's the golden god. You should always be a fan of gods.
He's the golden piece of shit. I mean,
you guys, this is the Thunderdome, and it's a fantastic venue. I've already looked around. We'll show you a little bit more later. I'm going to hit the can quick. You can come in with me if you want, to a certain point, right? But, gosh, it's like a ladies' room, men's room, and it's kind of like mirrors and stuff. And anyway, I'm going to lock. Just try a couple here. Locked, busy. It's a busy place, and but I gotta use that. I gotta use one of these.
Gotcha, fucker! Boom! That's right! I'll be where you'll never expect. Fuck you!
it kind of looks like Tom was sniffing your butt like he was a dog.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But I you know what? I now remember why JR may not like Bryce Jordan. But I mean, why can't you let bygones be bygones?
it has nothing to do with that. It has you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Here's the thing. I love Shank. I think Shank is one of the most talented, jovial, genuine wrestlers in the Midwest. Bryce Jordan, on the other hand, poser, douchebag,
Wow.
and I can't think of what else. Having said that, Having said that, you guys all know that I admit and acknowledge that Bryce Jordan is a super talented wrestler. Having said that, I mean, the boys will win the match, but I don't have to like it, and I don't have to like Bryce Jordan.
Malice says there should be a Twitch channel with that clip just on 24-hour loop.
Maybe that's how we're going to go between shows.
Jesse, you're in luck. Show season has started, so we'll be around each other more and on the road, so you'll see some stuff probably. And plus, come January, Tommy and I are going to have a whole load of content off that Jericho cruise. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Ready.
I'm already exhausted thinking about how much
you're going to drink.
No, I'm exhausted just thinking about how much I'm going to have to save just to make it through like Christmas, New Year's, and then that cruise, and then how much I'm going to just be like fucking a drunk asshole on the cruise, and then how much
the fucking boat.
If I do, you'd probably be in fucking favor of that, wouldn't you, you jackass?
No,
anyhow, because then your ratings would go down. Tank City for sure. All 5 of these people won't show up. Oh man, you know what, Alice, you're not wrong. I will be giving hygiene lessons as soon as I get on that boat. Be like, you over there, you want to know what a shower is? Here's what you do. Okay. I think we need to find that gold Stone Cold bit where he's talking about soap and teeth and brushing teeth.
You know what this is? This
you're talking about
Andy
put
it under your arms.
No, I mean, maybe, but Stone Cold did the same thing. But yeah, there's a lot of wrestling fans.
Andy Kaufman. Jesus, God.
Sure, whatever.
You claim you're a wrestling fan and a comedian. How do you not know that? How are you not aware of all of that Andy Kaufman stuff at Mid-South?
I'm going to pretend like I
no
did
answer.
Not.
No answer. Finally, I find something to shut him the fuck up.
Fine. You know what? Here's the thing. Andy Kaufman's stuff in Mid-South is just that mid. Okay, so don't come at me thinking that I should know everything about every little thing in detail between wrestling and comedy. How dare you?
Industry
listen.
That was top notch work that he and Lawler.
Of course you're not willing to say top shelf, wouldn't you? Yeah, you just gotta refrain a little bit, don't you? JR, listen, no one can know everything about every little detail between comedy and wrestling. Okay, I do my absolute best, so I'm sorry that I misspoke and said, oh, maybe we should go find that Stone Cold clip. Maybe we should go find that Andy Kaufman clip.
Even Shank tells you.
I mean, come on,
how
dude,
do you not know about that?
Let's be real honest, okay? The territory was run by the Jarretts, okay? The last thing they did was run a company into the ground. How about that, okay? And the son is trying to still run another company into the ground, okay? Don't look at me like I'm somehow wrong or the bad guy.
This is a gigantic red herring that has nothing to do with what was done in Mid-South.
If you do it, though, we have to make sure it's on camera, Dan, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. How are you going to sneak up on me, Dan, with your crutch, your cane, your wheelchair? Get the fuck out of here.
It won't, dude, Dan, it won't be hard at like midnight when he's been drinking all day with the drink package and he's like doesn't know where
and the sun on me where I'm just red and exhausted. Oh, man. I'll tell you what.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's get back on track, you guys.
What were we talking about again? That's right.
Absolute Pro Wrestling this weekend in Algona, Iowa. At the VFW.
We'll beat the hell out of Diamonds of Violence.
Sponsored by Hometown Radio. The boys of Diamonds of Violence.
I suppose that's the thing. Dan's going to hire somebody else, and that's how it's going to tie hard to me is because he's going to hire somebody else to do it.
Hang on, though. There's about 3 or 4 different 24/7 titles that come onto that boat, and like people actually run around and defend them all weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Tommy's going to have to try to get himself some of that 24/7.
I'll tell you what those people will never be. Successful in life, and then also the Atlas of Comedy champion, which I have, so that ain't coming on the boat, by the way. I ain't bringing no fucking title through goddamn customs. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I did that once to like Florida for my WrestleMania, and that was dumb. I'll never travel with a belt. Anyways, the rock, paper, scissors belt too. Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, if I can take that one home, sure, I'll fucking compete all day.
It's made out of paper.
Yeah, it should be. We got one more match, boys. The main event, right? I think so.
Oh boy.
Main event time. Maddie Starr taking on Tyler Jones. Sponsored by, is it AK's Kitchen?
AK's Kitchen. Yep.
AK's Kitchen. Is the title's not up on this match, right? Is it? I can't remember.
I was, as far as I was aware, it was.
Okay, so Spice Boys, you still in here? Is this for the title? I don't want to misspeak.
I do. It is for the title.
It's for the title. We're going to say that. So title match, Maddie the Star, the role model. He's going to put that thing up for grabs against Tyler Jones, which could put another match in jeopardy if Tyler wins this one. So interesting to see what the outcomes will be, because Maddie technically does have a couple matches already.
Thanks, Mikey, by the way.
Coming up for that title if he can retain it. So Maddie Starr is someone who will always have a trick or two up his sleeve, which why I always say, even though I'm not the biggest fan of how he wins, Maddie Starr will win.
Well, I'm just glad you're able to recognize the greatness that is Maddie Starr. I know you're trying not to go over the top with your excitement here, but the reality
I just like a clean match, clean finish. I don't like the tomfoolery that sometimes happen. That sometimes
it was an assist
to happen in every Maddie Starr match. I don't know.
It was an assist. How dare you? First of all. Second of all, let me finish my point before you speak over me again. Okay. Maddie Starr is a champion for a reason. He's the best in Iowa. Period. Some other promotions may deny that. Some other places may say, maybe not. But for sure, in the state of Iowa, Maddie Starr, number one. Okay. Let's start off with that. And Tyler Jones, fine wrestler. We saw him again at Fort Dodge. He plays well in front of the people who know him best, which I'm sure his toothless family will again be in Algona like they were last year, like they showed up in Fort Dodge. So all these idiots, Jared, at least look like you're paying attention to me, okay? At least make it look like you're awake, okay? I mean, I'm already sick and tired of carrying the show all the time, but, anyhow, Tyler's a good person. He's a good wrestler. This is out of his league, though. Maddie Starr is above him 100%. Okay, so Tyler's going to go in there. He's going to try his very, very best. He's going to try his heart out, or whatever the fuck it is, and then he's going to fall flat on his face and then roll over and flat on his back. 1, 2, 3. Maddie Starr retains, baby.
JR is alive. He is not a spy balloon like you've been saying for the last few weeks.
No.
Badger. I mean, as good of a point Tommy makes there, I don't think you can count Tyler Jones out.
Not often do I agree with Tom, with some of the sentiments that he said about Maddie, but I can't count out Tyler Jones. I can't. I've seen him in the ring. No, I can't. I can't count him out because he's on a good trajectory to that title. He's been getting his wins. He's been getting his wins elsewhere. It's been the House of Jones for the last couple of weeks now. Let me talk. But this weekend I'm excited to see what happens. But I got to say Tyler Jones pulls out the win against Maddie Starr. Unless Lars decides to jump in again.
See, that's the thing.
Or Captain Midnight.
Assist.
I'll just pop in real quick.
We're gonna put that on the if shelf.
I know that we all love wrestling when we watch the show and when we talk about it, and I also know that we all realize that some wrestling promotions like the WWE like to reinvent history and recreate the narrative of the past. I find it very interesting that less than a year ago, Tom almost had his head handed to him after insulting Matty Starr to the utmost degree. You can go back and watch it. It's hilarious.
Do we have a clip?
We don't because because
Tom erased
it. We are too lazy to make clips. We go back and watch it. Having said that, I agree with everything that Tom says about Matty Starr. I would love to agree with Badger that Tyler Jones is going to get the win, but I've seen Matty Starr too many times find a way to win. And that's all he does. He finds ways to win. I think at this point, when I see Matty Starr in a match, particularly for a title, I just don't see how he's going to lose it. And I say that because no matter what happens, no matter what gets thrown at him, he just finds ways to win.
Yeah. Now, while the boys may have a tag match that night, I have to think that Shank may be paying extra close attention to this match due to the fact Shanky is going to get whoever's coming to Waterloo in a few weeks with that title. I'd be interested, even if Shank is in the chat room right here, if he could give us some of his thoughts on this title match, knowing he is getting the winner of this match a few weeks after. And again, we all know what Matty Starr can do. We know that the guy comes in with a full plan. And yeah, could be weird. Lars Metzger will be in the building.
Well, and you guys can say all you want about the last assist of Lars Metzger, and you guys keep bringing him up here thinking that he's going to have something to do with this match. But the reality is, again, Matty Starr is straight better than Tyler Jones. Now, I understand this is wrestling, and any given moment, somebody might be able to roll somebody up or, hit a move out of nowhere. Right, Badger? Out of nowhere, RKO or whatever the hell it is. But 9 times out of 10, Matty Starr walks in champion, walks out champion. This is not going to be any different than those 9. This is not going to be that 10th one, okay? This is going to be one of those 9 out of 10. Now.
Well, never tell Tyler Jones the odds.
I will tell him all the odds because he does not understand them anyways. So I'll explain it to him as slowly as I can. He is not a statistician. You have seen what he wears. He clearly is an idiot and a fool. But what I'm saying is I can't wait to see on March 25th, down there in Waterloo, Shank versus Matty Starr. That's the headlining. That's the news. That's where I'm looking forward to it right there.
Shank says it himself. Big fight. He'll be watching and game planning, training for Matty. Wouldn't be surprised if he ends up seeing Tyler Jones, though, in Waterloo, Iowa. So, again, there's a lot of things that can happen due to the outcome of some of these matches. This
what? Hold on.
Algona.
Shank, I want to have you on commentary, doing guest commentary with us for that match, by the way, man. Come on over to the commentary table, man. We got a spot for you. We'll kick Ace off for the match and stuff like that. You're going to go hang by ringside or whatever, man. I want to hear your thoughts throughout that match, man.
It's okay. I'm okay with it, Shank. It's all right. It's all right. So yeah, guys,
not for you out or anything, but
it's gonna. Well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I got to do the announcing anyway, so it won't be. I won't be mad if I can't do the main event. Because I actually do want to watch it too. Because again, I'm very curious to see how it comes out with Matty Starr in there. Again, just a great night of action that they Absolute Pro Wrestling has lined up. Get your tickets, $10.
Yes.
There might be a few, second or third row tickets available. So grab those if you want to get right by the ring. I'll tell you what, not a giant venue, guys. So even the $10, you're close to the action. So get your tickets, join us there. It's going to be a hell of a night of wrestling. And I can't wait. You got Badger, you got Tommy making the calls. I'll hang out with them as well. I'll be also doing the ring announcing. We're going to have all kinds of fun this Saturday night.
Can't freaking wait.
Oof, sorry. Hell yeah, cannot wait. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So we're going to move on from Absolute Pro Wrestling, and we're going to get into the AEW Revolution. Badger, you didn't see it, so you can just hang out, and we'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
We can't wait to see you too, Shanky.
Is anybody else seeing this ad on fucking Twitch right now for us?
Yeah, Tony Romo.
Oh, man. I'm seeing the fast Twitch, man. Are we getting money for this?
Or right now, it's
assholes.
the one with right now. It's the guy who teaches everybody not to be like his parents on the Progressive.
Cool. I'm not seeing any ads on Twitch.
Oh man, we better be getting fucking paid. These assholes.
Yeah, we definitely have ads running through our Twitch channel. I see like
so here's the thing. It's every hour. If you're not a subscriber, has your subscription lapsed?
Yeah, more than likely.
No, it ends today though.
It ends today. All right. Well, big weekend over the weekend here. AEW had Revolution. It was overall, it was good. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view. There's some really stellar matches on it. Here's
JR is a spy balloon. What a hashtag right there, huh?
I love it.
Hashtag JR is a spy balloon. JR, just change your name right there, buddy. Oldest guy on Twitch? Nah, spy balloon. Let's talk about it, guys. We had a Revolution on Sunday, May the 5th.
I'll say this. And I don't know if
March
you guys watched the 0 hour. I
did not watch it.
So it was the Lucha Bros with Mark Briscoe against the Varsity Athletes, and let me tell you, that was a super entertaining match. And God damn, if Mark Briscoe isn't a national treasure, and I am so sad that for whatever reason the Briscoes never got to really take a spot in AEW, because
they had to beg the network to let Mark on after all that.
I know.
It was due to some comments years ago, though.
Yep.
It got all smoothed out, though. But yeah, I didn't watch it. I came in right at the end when it was done. I think they were like doing some to Smart Mark.
Yep.
Right when I turned it on.
I'll just say this: super fun, and it is certainly worth going back to watch.
Nice. Good to hear. 0 hour was great.
I just like the comments. Yeah, and then we get into the show. First match, I believe, was the Jericho Ricky Starks match. Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside. I'll tell you what, I'm always down for a Ricky Starks match.
I agree, and I'm going to just say this: the match itself was great up until one point, and you all know what that point was, when goddamn Sammy Guevara starts coming down to the ring. Wait a minute. And this is a thing that my son and I talked about. It's irritating as hell to me. All of these stipulations that the JAS is supposed to follow, and they never fucking do, and there's never any consequences. I'm sorry, that tarnishes the whole thing for me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I get it. It's also just like how MJF will very rarely ever win clean. But I get it. You sometimes gotta give and take. To be real honest, this was probably the one match I didn't get super in. I was still kind of getting settled as the show was beginning. Jericho is definitely starting to lose a step, though. You could tell.
Yeah.
Love the guy, but it's like, hey man, at a certain point, like,
I dare you to say that come next January.
No, I probably won't even talk to him.
Foolishness.
Well, we probably we don't get the automatic picture, I don't think, so it would definitely be in passing. So, but yeah, anyways, I mean, it's like you said, it's Sammy Guevara comes out, does whatever. I don't know. Do we ever see Jericho actually be in AEW without a faction at any point, you think?
I mean, it seems like he's not going to, although it would make perfect sense if on his way out he does it by himself.
Well, yeah, I guess. They also what did they delay? I already forgot what I was going to say. Either way, it was a fun match. What did we go into after that? It went straight into
Trios.
The trios. Now, with the trios match, I was actually kind of surprised. Elite versus House of Black. I wasn't surprised by the outcome. I think we all knew, right? House of Black was going to win, but did anybody else think it was kind of a short match? I expected that one to kind of really be a showcase match that night, and it was way shorter than I thought they were going to get.
Well, I'll just say, oh, it's the crying Indian behind JR. That's not what I was going to say, but anyhow, no, I thought it was a good match. I mean, I think they wanted to go with the extreme pacing of it, mostly because this is a pretty full card. I don't think they wanted it to go 4 hours. Still a long night for everybody. I actually watched it yesterday as much as I could, and then spot previews here and there throughout the day. But this is one match I wanted to see for sure, mostly because we all knew House Black was going to get the titles. There's rumors, obviously, Kenny going elsewhere. Yeah, Kenny. Thank you, Dan. Way to be on top of that one. And I think the Bucks really want to mix it back up in the tag team, because I think their contract is still 2 years away. But I think Kenny's on a positive right now with the company. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I don't think there's money out there that would be what AEW could give him. Mostly because I don't know if the WWE audience really knows Kenny Omega. They probably do now based on AEW, but there's always that question of what they do or do not know. But honestly, I think even the spot with Julia Hart in that match where she took the V trigger like a champ, by the way, too. And that girl has been taking some hellacious bumps. So good on her. She looked good in on Sunday. Everybody in the ring looked like they were just in incredible shape as well, like really hitting their spots. I'm glad to see that Malachi and Buddy are on the, like, they seem to be working a lot or very well together. And then Brody King is just a straight up monster, and he showed that again on Sunday. So good win for the House of Black. This should be good for the trios, I think, moving forward.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the stuff with Omega. I'm curious because, to be honest, I honestly have a feeling he may jump ship. It's only a matter of time before we see. Well, we've already, I guess, seen it with Cody, but I do. There's a feeling that I have that I do think he may hop ship, because I think Kenny is a guy too that he's one of those guys that he just wants to make a name in that wrestling world, as far as like he was able to go everywhere he can and be at the top of the game everywhere he went. It's not about staying somewhere and being that. He wants to conquer all, and he's done basically that, except for that WWE mountain. And rumor is they are very interested and think that it's a real possibility. So, I mean, that could be fun. Badger, what do you think of that?
I think it will be. I think he'll get a massive pop if he does jump ship to WWE. But I got to question, how far are they going to allow him to go? Because sometimes you could hit that glass ceiling. I don't know if Kenny Omega will hit that glass ceiling ever. He'll smash up right on through it. But with WWE, we all know it's kind of, when new talent comes up, and especially from NXT, they kind of get this I call it the WWE treatment, because they kind of just don't get to where they want to be, and that's when they decide, oh, well, I'm going to go somewhere else. If I'm not going to get over here, I'm going to get over somewhere else. So I question how far they're going to let him go.
I would say this. For most talent, you're 100% correct, Badger. But then you take a look at Cody and what they've allowed Cody. They let Cody bring everything over, and AEW let him do it too. I mean, they let him take everything he developed and come over. If that's the same situation for Kenny, I feel like they just they plug and play Kenny. They don't do anything because he's going to bring the audience over with him, and they're not going to have to worry. And he's going to get the Cody treatment.
I've always said
he does. I really hope he does.
Yeah.
I've always said I've thought one day we would see the Bucks and Kenny go to WWE, because I do think we'll get something with the New Day eventually, even though Big E's still out. But I mean, they've been teasing that forever. Ever since they were playing each other in the video games, they were always teasing that someday they'll be in the ring together.
I hope so.
And now
Well-
with Cody there, Kenny, I don't know.
But now let me go real back quick to the match itself. And I think it was you, Ace, that said, yeah, the Bucks want to get back into the tag team division. And let's be honest, the tag team division as of right now is sort of fucked up. The minute they gave the Young Guns or the Ass Boys, depending on how much you like them, those belts and the opportunity to kind of run with them, they have done shit. And things have not gone well. And so the Bucks are absolutely a necessity to get those belts back elevated again. Because right now they're kind of a comedy belt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me just, again, I don't want to keep jumping back and forth, but the reason I don't think Omega is going to go to WWE, right, is because guys had to leave WWE to be able to wrestle again, right? Like Edge is a little bit different, obviously. He was allowed to come back, but we see Saraya, Sting, Bryan Danielson all had to go other places to get cleared to wrestle. Omega's history, especially what he came back through with the vertigo and the multiple shoulder and back issues and stuff like that too. I assume he's probably had concussions just because of how he wrestles and his style. He might have a hard time getting cleared. Now, that's not to say that it's not a possibility, because on Being the Elite this last week, they mentioned the fact that they were at the Cow Palace for Rampage, and the last time they were in that venue was for the New Japan show, where it was Cody versus Kenny for the basically the leadership of Bullet Club, and that they all got beat down 3-on-8 by God and Haku. So I mean, that might be some foreshadowing. I mean, they really haven't mentioned Cody a lot at all on Being the Elite, even before he left, but anything's possible. This is wrestling. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. But
Well, I think a lot of it for all this stuff would be, like HCW thinking WWE won't fuck Omega up. It all depends. Who ends
I
up
will say
buying,
this.
It depends on who ends up buying WWE.
Right.
Does Triple H still get to stay in power? I know people were freaking out because Vince was in the building last night. Of course he was in the building last night. You had Logan Paul and you had John Cena coming back. That's a marquee episode of Raw for
And it was
trying
in
to sell
Boston.
that company. And it was in Boston. For trying to sell the company. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get eyes that you're not always getting last night because of Cena, because of Logan Paul. So why wouldn't, that still doesn't have anything to do with the creative, and it doesn't sound like he's very much been involved in it, except for like little things here and there. So again, it's going to be like, if the sale goes somewhere good, Triple H gets to stay in that creative power, then you're going to see some possibilities, because that's who wanted these guys. It wasn't Vince who wanted those guys. It was Triple H who wanted all these guys for NXT. You know what I mean? So if he can get them now and pull them up into the main, and then you got Cody, who's obviously going to, Kenny can hang, like, you should sign him. You know what I mean? Even if they're not like the most friendliest, because like you said, Tom, like, Cody definitely drifted away from the Elite towards the end of his run there at AEW. But I also think all this stuff with Cody was calculated moves. I think the end of the day, he always knew he was going to go back to WWE. All this was just a part of his plan to prove why he should be that main event guy for them, and then did it, which is crazy to think about. Which is also maybe why there was some of that tension, because he was like, okay, well, this is the good time for me to get out of AEW. And they're like, what? But also, it doesn't help when Tony took all of their power away from all of them. So
right. And one more thing though too, and I'll just throw this out there. It would actually be nice, because WWE has actually been doing a pretty good job as far as acknowledging the fact that Bullet Club has existed. Now they still want to call it the club, or over in Japan, all that sort of stuff, but at least they're acknowledging it. And obviously we've seen some stuff with AJ Styles and Finn Balor when they are acknowledging this stuff, and even Anderson and Gallows be acknowledged that way too. It's gonna be interesting, because it sounds like Jay White is heading that way. So, and again, I can't really get over the fact that I still see Jay White as a Kenny Omega ripoff, in a lot of ways. I know he's gotten better and past a lot of that stuff, but I still see it. And I would actually like to see a Kenny Omega versus Finn Balor match because we never really saw that in New Japan. We saw a couple glimpses here and there, and I think it was DDT. But the level where they're at now as far as performers go, it does sound like Kota Ibushi might be going over to WWE as well. There's a lot of things that, we haven't really had a chance to see in either while or at all. So it's enticing no matter what you say. And even though I would rather have it in a different venue than maybe WWE, you know what? If it works out, it works out.
I'll tell you, I'd love to see an Omega Seth Rollins match.
Yes.
Yes. That'd be such
is Joey Jodo here? What a fucking mark.
Well, I'm just talking wrestling style, though. You know what I mean?
Just fucking with you, dude.
Oh, it'd be
because didn't Seth try to hit the fucking V trigger as a move for a while?
Yeah, probably. It would be such a good match. So yeah, I mean, and House of Black, back to the card here. House of Black won, right team won. Very interested to see what they can do with these trios title. Were we then in the last burial match? Jungle Man Jack Perry versus Christian Cage in what was a casket / buried alive match. They kind of just took the two and put it together. Yeah. It was interesting. Good fight. Jack Perry's sister's hot.
Yep. She's attractive.
Here's the thing. I feel like it was a good match. I feel like there were some, and I don't know if it's just me. There were some hokey spots. I kind of felt like, and this was a super rushed match, in my opinion, given the fact that Christian was away for so long. And they tried to just pick right up from where they left. And so that made it a little bit hard for me. Although, I mean, it was a great match, and I'm happy to have Christian back with those scathing promos there. I mean, he's
one of their best heels by far.
I would say in heel rank, you would say, at least as far as promo skills, you would go MJF and then Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think
MJF,
one of their best heels.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. This match was not necessarily like it was a lot of hype, but I think it was. I guess actually this one was second. Well, whatever. Yeah, this was a decent match. I'm glad this is technically over as far as a feud. I think this got drawn out, obviously because of the injury and stuff, and also it sounded like Jungle Boy had some heat backstage and stuff, probably because everybody's jealous of him. You know what I mean?
You're probably right. I don't remember who said it, or my buddy Casey was here, and he's like, "Dang, Jungle Boy's like really filling out. He doesn't look as scrawny as he's used to." And I'm like, "Yeah, that'll happen when you're banging on a J."
Yeah. Anyhow, the result of this match is what it was supposed to be. Jungle Boy had to win, obviously, but
and no Luchasaurus return.
Yeah, thank God. By the way, too, like I just don't know. Like they didn't need to break up that tag team. This seemed a little convoluted. I think the whole way through. I don't think it was really played out the way it was supposed to. Obviously, with injuries and stuff like that will happen. But
two things I wonder going forward, guys. Does Luchasaurus come back as Luchasaurus, or do they give up on the dinosaur gimmick? And when do they finally just drop Jungle Boy, and it's just
Jack Perry
or Jungle Jack?
I mean, at this point, they almost had. I even said this too, like the theme song. I don't remember who sings it, but
Baltimora.
Yeah, that one. Like, it's a great song. It works, but to be honest, if you want to make him eventually a title, a heavyweight champion for AEW and be the guy down the line, since he's so young and so good, like the song is going to have to change. You're going to have to drop the Jungle Boy because you can't take the kiddie stuff as your like face of the company. You just can't. And he has potential to be that down the line. Just a little repackaging, make him Yeah. Anyways, he said Crazy's injured again. Yeah.
I think you only have him be Jungle Boy for the rest of his career if you can somehow make Jungle Mania a thing, and I think that's not going to happen because that sounds like it's too close to like Jungle Fever, and there's racial connotations to that. So can't do it. Jack Perry it is. And Jungle Jack is stupid. And not this JR, but good old JR is an idiot for every time he fucking says it. I hate it. It's so dumb. Don't say it ever.
Double J.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so is Hobbs going to win the TNT title?
Of course.
Sure,
well, you
okay.
do you want to just cover that one, by the way, too?
Yeah, I
Next?
was just gonna say. Well, since you said that, Samoa Joe, Wardlow for the TNT Championship. Wardlow, right, won. Yay.
I'll say this. This is really anticlimactic going towards the end of the card to have this fucking match. I like Wardlow as a wrestler. He's, he can handle himself just enough. Okay, Tim Nella. Sorry about that. By the way, hashtag team top shelf over there, Tim Nella. I like Wardlow fine, but he's not champion ready. Like, you already kind of they fucked up the TNT title so much anyways, man. Like, honestly, I was trying to keep track of everybody who was fucking winning championships, with this company, but fuck, sometime along the way when it was between Sky and then, and then over to Cody and fucking Sammy and all that sort of shit. I'm like, God, I can't fucking keep all this shit together, dude. Like, so good for Wardlow. Cool. Awesome. Samoa Joe should be just ROH king after this. And then Wardlow should lose it to fucking anybody else, man.
Here's the thing. Wardlow has lost so much steam since the resolution of him and MJF. And MJF, in the way that was resolved, it didn't do Wardlow any favors. And plus, there are certain little things that if they were Wardlow's idea, he fucked himself. It's Wardlow's world. Fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That's kiddie shit. And the whole symphony of power bombs. It's like, come on, man. He was better than that. He was a badass.
But was he?
And they took it all away from him. Because doing that power bomb would be one thing. If he did one power bomb and then left them and walked, that's one thing. But now I'm going to do some more to him, and then I'm going to do a little songy shit. And it's like, now you're being hokey. And it's just, I don't know. I don't go for that shit. I'll be honest with you. I'm sad that Joe does not still have the titles. I would rather have Hobbs win the title off of Joe than off of Wardlow.
Yeah, but they're making Wardlow face.
I know.
So you got to have Hobbs go against the face.
I know, but I don't give a shit because
I get it. But here's the deal, though. If you watch
stronger.
The other thing, though, is if you watched the pay-per-view, you can clearly see that, like, they're putting the time in on Hobbs, not Wardlow.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, he was featured more than it seemed like the two guys in the ring. So,
yeah,
obviously, Hobbs is winning this thing. So, you got anything on those guys, Badger? I know you didn't watch the show. I want to include you, though.
I got to agree with JR. I think Wardlow has lost a lot of steam. I think he kind of reminds me of Sid Vicious, kind of, he started off as this massive badass. Nobody could beat him. He's power bombing dudes left and right. And then it's just like you said, after with MJF, it's just kind of like, what do we do with him?
And that's a testament to MJF too, that he basically made Wardlow. Like,
yes,
he really did. So
I'm just kind of waiting for that one promo that's really gonna set Wardlow back, where he's like, "I gotta have the brain that you do."
Right. Yep. We then had we'll do the Jon Moxley versus Adam Page Texas death match.
Oh boy.
A lot of blood.
Bloody.
A lot of blood. But it was good.
I do have to say that my favorite sign in the audience during the show was, "It's my birthday. I want to taste Moxley's blood."
I saw that and I was like, what's gross is Moxley's the guy that will go like wipe his face on that sign. And I was like, if he does that and they catch the fan on camera like licking it, I was like, that's too much, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's too much. That's probably why they were like, don't go over there, Moxley. Don't go over there.
They were probably hoping he didn't see it.
So here's the thing. I felt like the match was fine. Yeah, somebody Dan is right. Somebody on the commentary scene did say Moxley bleeds when the wind blows.
Yes.
It's getting to be him bleeding and blading is getting to be too much. I mean, you when they're doing it now, and it's taken away all of the specialness of being busted open, right? I mean, it's when they get Hangman over in the other corner, and then have the camera shot go there when Moxley's laying down and clearly trying to get his blade from where the fuck he's got it.
Yeah, they really are bad about blading. Like, they always catch the blade. The fork spot, was insane. Like, he hit it just right that it looked like he legit stuck the fork in dude's forehead.
Oh yeah.
Insane. Again, insane. It's a good match for both those guys to have. Who won? I don't even remember. Was it Mox?
No,
it was Paige. Paige won.
No, Paige won by hanging him with the chain, and he tapped out.
I thought it was kind of odd how they rushed him out. Like, I thought someone maybe jumped the barricade towards Moxley, because you notice he kind of like was playing like he didn't know what happened, but then like they just kind of took the cameras off of him really quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was crazy. Rock had a blade incident at WrestleMania, made me start. Yeah. All right, what else did we have? We had the Guns versus the Acclaimed versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Danhausen and Orange Cassidy for the Tag Team Championships. The only thing I said when this match started is if fucking Jeff Jarrett is a Tag Team Champion at the end of this night, I'm going to punch Tony Khan in the face if I ever see him.
So Tony Khan is owed a punch.
No, he's safe. They didn't win.
Yeah, but I wanted to punch him anyway.
They didn't win.
It still goes back to what I was talking about before. They've turned this into kind of a joke. I mean, look, when the Acclaim was over and everybody was behind them, they should have just goddamn left it. Right now, I will say it was a great way to bring FTR back. So apparently they're not going. Apparently they're staying. Is that what we're thinking? But
I think they were going to stay the whole time.
Yeah, I do too. Probably.
I had my doubts if they were going to stay. I mean, it sounded like they still worked out things with TK. Mostly because when they lost all their belts, I thought for sure, well, this is fucking done. Because I thought they were going to add the AEW off the Acclaim. I really thought they did, or were, when they were then 4-time champions or whatever. But this is also why I'm saying I think that the Bucks wanted to go back over the tag team division, because I think they want to make sure that this has a clear direction coming out of this one, because this is also a title that's gotten a little weak, to be real honest with you. And I just think that they need to really focus in on putting a strong foot forward with the tag team title. I don't think this is a bad run by the Guns. I don't think the Claim were bad. I don't think there's really been a bad champion per se. I think they've had poor runs and poor decisions as far as where the title is going, but because I think the FTR one should have been much longer, and I don't think Jurassic Express really should have been champions yet.
Well, so that's the thing. That's kind of the running theme, is it's like they'll crown someone champ for about 3 months and then it's going to change again, which is cool. You're still a newer company and you're testing out a lot of different things, but it is time to maybe start setting some roots with some of your titles and actually have some long run champions. No one's mad that Roman Reigns has been champion for as long as he is, because it's been so fucking entertaining. and it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
That's what you want to try to do. And I think Jericho's the only one that kind of almost got that shot when he was the first crowned AEW champ. So
I think Kenny's run was actually a little bit closer to,
and it might have been, but those are the only two, fuck it. Well, yeah, no, those are the only two. Mox only had it for 4 or 5 months and dropped. Which in AEW times 1 or 2 pay-per-views is the other thing. So they're not running every month like WWE for a pay-per-view. So, let's get to that women's match. Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho versus Saraya for the women's championship. Hayter retains. Big surprise out of this one, though. Ruby Soho turning and joining Toni Storm and Saraya and going heel.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like the idea of the spray paint.
Yeah.
And even if they are going to steal the NWO gimmick, I still think that just a green L is the dumbest fucking thing you could come up with. I can't think of anything stupider unless it was a yellow O for being a 0. I mean, I don't know what the point of that is, and I feel it's beneath all of these women. And I don't know who's coming up with it because it's garbage.
I agree. It's a rehatch NWO angle with 2 well-established female wrestlers in Toni Storm and Saraya that really could just do their own thing and they'd be fine.
My take on this is no one looks great coming out of this match, and that's a fucking shame because all 3 of them are extremely talented. We've seen them at different levels and different promotions, different career paths. I believe this is where you should have fucking pulled the trigger finally and put a fucking title on Ruby Soho. I love Jamie Hayter as champion. There's no doubt about it that she's a credible champion. I think actually at this point, as far as champions in AEW, she is probably one of, if not the most credible champion from where the status is.
By far.
And even MJF is there, but I just believe that she's the most viable person in that division to be the champion. However, Ruby Soho has been through so much shit because remember, she had to take the fucking loss for Jay to get that fucking title. So you have now had her lose twice for the AEW Women's Championship and then once to be the inaugural TBS champion, which is, I think, the fucking crying shame of this is if you're going to give her a title, that's not the women's title, you should have made her the inaugural TBS championship or champion.
Yeah, and now she's in a faction where she's the 3rd tier member of it.
And Tom's 100% correct. Tom's 100% correct. They should have put it on her while there was a split.
No, let's just be honest. They should have put it on her instead of Jade because Jade to this day still can't fucking wrestle.
Well, I think JR's talking about as far as in this match though. You could have kept this whole faction thing. Yeah, you could have kept
if they gave it to her in the middle of this split and there was still no idea of which side she was on. Now you got something. Now you have something that's way better than spray painting an L on somebody's back or ass or whatever the fuck. As far as Jade goes, I wonder why she didn't have a match in this fucking pay-per-view.
Because she sucks.
Well, and JR, thank you, by the way, for acknowledging that I'm right. And I honestly, that's a great point, though, too. Because I wasn't even thinking of the fact that you could still have this faction war because, John Manning brought up last week why we are not seeing more women's matches. And Tony Khan at this point should be really fucking throwing his dick around about trying to get more. And this seems weird that I'm going to say this way to get more women's matches on the actual network programs because you can't always just have one because then you're either focused on only the TBS title or who might be challenging for the women's title coming up. It's convoluted. It doesn't make sense. But you could have this is a good way of presenting maybe if you wanted to have women's tag team belts because now you could have Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter going up against Saraya and Toni Storm as a secondary, and then Ruby Soho could start having those matches with Nyla Rose or a Penelope Ford or a Bunny, or there's so many women that are out there that if you don't present them well and they fade away, people get fucking bored. And that's what we're seeing now, is that even though Jamie Hayter is a viable, credible champion, you had it's a fucking gold mine, man, because now you don't have to worry about the fucking faction war. You can have just a team, but now you have this faction where legitimately none of them hold a title. Where the fuck are they going to go after this?
Yeah, but they keep fucking their women's title up. I mean, look at all the Thunder Rosa shit. You know what I mean? It's like you do something good and then that ends up shit in the bed too. So it's like, yeah, I agree. And then on top of that, you look at the entire ROH roster that he has just sitting there too, that it's like there's some talent there that you could be mixing into this division. It's really sad. Main event though.
Before you get to that, I just want to say I miss Miro.
We know. We know. MJF defends the AEW World's title against Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man match, and this thing was a banger. We go to a draw. We then have a sudden death period where MJF does get the pin. Oh, excuse me. He beat the best in the world. Whole lot of best in the world references. Which is odd considering that there's a lot of momentum in talks right now of, are we getting closer to seeing Punk make his return because he's still under contract and who wants to pay him to do nothing? So for a minute there, I was kind of like, dude, is he going to come out at the end of this fucking thing? And what would that crowd reaction be like? You know, because there's a lot of people who are pissed at him, you know, that are fans. And the big thing is, it's like, they just want him to apologize. That's not going to happen. He don't do that. I don't know. Either way, though, it was one hell of a match. Bryan Danielson is one of the best wrestlers in the world, right? I think we can all agree. Technically, he is one of the best in the ring, has been since he was on the Indies. And he just proved that MJF can also be considered a great on the technical aspect as well. You know what I mean? Because you have to kind of rely on some catch wrestling if you're going to have a 60-minute match.
Oh God, yeah. And that first, you know, my son and I, when we were watching it, the first segment, I guess, if you will, where they were doing the roll around roll ups, and he says, I remember seeing my son says, I remember seeing that live when he did it with Darby. Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean, I get it. It's they got to fill 60 minutes for God's sakes. So I didn't have a problem with that, although, you know, I mean, it did add to the story that they were both, you know, doing a lot of technical stuff, and it also added to MJF's credibility as a technical wrestler, I guess.
He's also another one that I 100% believe he'll jump ship.
Oh, he will, yeah.
100% think he'll jump ship. Did you guys catch the press conference after with him?
Happen to have it if you want to see it.
Yeah, let's watch some of that.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Okay.
Is it John Moxley, Bryan Danielson? I'm just curious. Tell me, Dave. Is it your boy Kenny? Is it John? Yeah, laugh all you want, dipshit. I'm the fucking man now! Me! I'm the best wrestler in the world! There is no more complete wrestler on this planet. Nobody's got my body. Nobody's got my mind. Nobody's got my brain. Inside that ring, on the microphone, hell. Even in a goddamn press conference, nobody can fucking touch me in this business. I don't need a whole group backing me. I don't need someone in my ear advising me what to say, how to walk, how to talk. There is nobody. And I mean nobody on my level. And you're going to hear it over and over again because ain't nobody dethroning the devil. God damn, I got a horn growing out now. It's getting real. But I feel good. My back ain't against the wall no more. I got nothing to panic about. I'm having fun now. Tony, you ready to have some fun? Answer some questions? Yeah. Good shit. Got some Calhoun and Calhoun pickles over there. Going to eat the shit out of that. God fucking damn, this stupid fucking bum. So when I was in,
there's such small steps.
I played in the game. I was running on a sweep. I had 15 tackles going in the first half. If you don't believe me, Google it. You fucking marks. And a fat roly-poly-oly offensive lineman made a cut block right on my left leg and tore my MCL and my meniscus, and it has been nagging the fucking shit out of me ever since. But did that stop me from tapping out the best wrestler in the world? I'm just curious, Dave, did it? No, it fucking didn't. Oh my God, that's a good fucking pickle. Jesus Christ, classic Dill. Anybody want a piece? Really, nobody wants a pickle?
He's not eating a kosher pickle?
Come here, dipshit. Take a pickle.
You're dipshit.
Come here, dipshit. Take a pickle.
You? Yeah. What, you fucking deaf?
Get up here,
Tell me
Mark.
what you think of this Calhoun and Calhoun pickle. Take a big bite. Yeah, all right. Now fuck off. Yeah.
Fuck off.
That was beautiful.
ACW Sports is not wrong. MJF is wrestling right now.
There's just nobody on that guy's level. There isn't.
You know, he kind of reminded me of Jack Nicholson from The Shining when he's like chasing her up the stairs and he's I'm gonna bash your fucking brains in. He just kind of coming unhinged.
Also, we can't ignore either the drink that he threw on the small child.
Yeah.
Water. It was just water.
But legitimately threw a cup of water on a just paying child spectator, which they brought the kid backstage and everything. And I guess at that media scrum when they were asked about it, he was like, "Kid look thirsty."
Well, good thing it wasn't coffee. Otherwise, he would have gotten the Eddie Guerrero treatment.
God.
Well, so the reality is, this is what makes him the most complete character and wrestler in the business, because that's pure fucking heat right there, man. That is some heel, like extraordinary heel work right there. Because, everybody wants to be the politician, right? Kissing babies, shaking hands, all this stuff, right? But MJF is like, nah, man, I'm throwing water right in that kid's fucking face, dude. Like, the dude is complete. The one thing I question about this is the fact that, so we reached the time limit. He's then tapping out, and then they call for sudden death, right? So technically, if they would have just said that there is a contingency if this ends in a draw, and it will be immediately sudden death at that point,
he would have lost.
So it's a weird story to try and tell after the fact, but like, I appreciate the fact that they at least said, continuation sudden death, because now this is also one of the longest matches we've seen in wrestling for a while. That's not a Rumble or like a War Games or something like that, where it's not multiple teams of people or multiple people entering a ring. So hell, man, they fucking win a marathon right there, dude. That was a hell of a match, though.
It was very reminiscent to HBK and Bret Hart at Mania doing their 60-minute match, and it was a great match. I mean, the near falls were just insane. I mean, there was a few that I was even like, "Oh, he's done." Oh shit! Like those two put on a show, definitely.
Well,
like that arena got their money worth in that 60-minute match.
Can I just say one more thing and then we'll move on to JR? I will say this, though, too. They didn't need to have a loss, because obviously with a draw, the title doesn't change hands. So you could have still had MJF doing his shtick there, but obviously, winning is a little bit more important at that point. But that way, I mean, either way, you don't really make Danielson look bad with the loss, because they did have to go to overtime, right? And still a very effective storytelling. But again, you didn't need to have a clear-cut winner. You could have had the draw and then maybe have this on, I don't know, the next pseudo event that they have leading in or between here and Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the reason why MJF is the top wrestler right now. Because, in Ace, you know this from the cruise, he is old school kayfabe. He does not break character for fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he threw the water on the kid. That's why he behaved the way he did at the press conference. And nobody else is doing that. Nobody has done that.
I don't know if anybody else can get away with that.
Well, there's that, but nobody else has not broken character. The closest person is the fucking Undertaker. And there's nobody else that will stay in character 100% of the time. Nobody does it. It's a lost art. And he absolutely deserves to be on top of the mountain, because I mean, let's be honest, I feel like he's even better than Roman Reigns, even though that story and even everything that goes with that is fantastic. Roman Reigns is out doing all the, Make-A-Wish shit. MJF will not do it because he's staying in character 100% of the time, because that's the way that he's gotten to the top, and he's going to stay up there. And I love it.
It was hilarious.
So old school. It's old school.
It was super hilarious on the second Jericho cruise. Just anyone and everyone who said anything to he's fuck you, fatty. Go fuck yourself. Oh yeah, you think you're funny? Fuck you, and every picture he took, it was middle fingers at the camera or at the person. Like, it was hilarious. It was fun. Revolution. It was good. I think Revolution is kind of like it's not All Out. It's not Double or Nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like Double or Nothing is going to be probably a bigger, better show. We'll see. Having
said that, I feel like it was certainly we didn't go to him this year, but I feel like it was in many ways a better show than the last pay-per-view.
What was the last one for them? 8. So that would have been
Full Gear.
Oh yeah, Full Gear
was way better. It was better than Full Gear.
Yeah, it was.
Certainly. I mean, if I remember correctly, and I'd have to go back and watch it again, but I kind of feel like All Out.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Yep. That was the shittiest
I believe it.
So good.
I kind of feel like All Out was not as good as Revolution.
No, All Out seemed a little flat this year. I'll admit that. Real quick before we start wrapping up for the evening, Jay Uso turned on Sammy. So it finally feels like we are going to get the Kevin Owens Sammy against the Usos for the titles at Mania. I mean, it's just a beautiful story. They just keep adding on layer after layer. I don't remember. I think it was announced after officially last week's episode, or was it during? The Brock Lesnar Amos match is happening officially.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Brock refused to work with Bray is the story, but took the Amos match. This guy shouldn't even be on the Mania card, for real. Amos should not be on the Mania card. Yeah, and then we got John Cena and Theory is official as well. Cena's back. And you can't have a Mania without Cena. So some of the
what? And Cena's wearing black yesterday, man. Black hat, black shirt, black wristbands, dude. Like, this is a different look, man. This is Hollywood John Cena, if you will, right? Like, gone are the colors, man. He might as well just shave the head as much as he can, I guess. But no, that was actually a really good promo from those two. I didn't watch it. I was again trying to catch clips from and parts from
good question, Dan.
Revolution, but
he's got to take 3 F5s.
No, he's going to take 1.
Do you guys remember the match?
And then he's got to take an F5 through a table.
Yeah.
And then
Suplex City.
Yep.
Do you guys remember the match when Lesnar was on such a tear and finally it was going to be the Big Show versus Brock? And I thought, oh my God, somebody's finally going to beat Brock. And Brock just beat the fuck out of him with a chair.
Yep.
I kind of can see the same kind of thing here happening with.
Yeah. This is just, it's when they announced.
No, they're going to fucking shatter the ring again, right? Because they've already done that fucking 3 times. So, yeah, that's what they're going to fucking do. They're going to have a fucking suplex from the top rope or whatever, Lesnar to almost or whatever, and then it's going to fucking shatter the ring, okay? Why not? Yep. SummerSlam, we had a fucking goddamn backhoe and shit like this on this fucking goddamn card. Fuck WWE, man. So
whatever.
Well, if they do that, then that means that they got to be in the main event, because if they're going to fuck up the ring at the end of the night.
All I know is whatever they do, Amos is going to botch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you
Brock
somehow
will
like have
break his neck, and
MVP.
then the table will be available.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a piss break match. That match on the card for me. That's what everybody said too. They're like,
Yeah.
well, we all know
It'll
what
probably
match
be
we're
over
gonna
by the
go
time you come back.
with.
Yeah,
That's true, too.
ACW, by the way, that was a Freudian slip, but I called it right. Yeah, almost. He's almost a fucking goddamn work. Fucking
He's
joke.
almost a wrestler.
Well, the other thing too is Lesnar might be on his way out of WWE. That is what they're saying too. So,
Yeah, dude, the guy's made his money, dude. He doesn't need it.
you don't. He can go hang out on the farm with Sable.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so far though, that's like the only match I've heard that I'm like, wow, that's a piece of shit. But other than that, like, I'm not mad at a lot of the Mania plans that are seeming to take shape right now. So, I'm excited. I don't know if we announced it, but we're doing a watch along on Saturday of Mania weekend. We'll be doing a live watch along, a little more intimate watch along. It'll be the three of us and 2 guests. Did we announce who?
No.
I don't even know who.
You don't?
No, I don't remember.
He doesn't remember. He's in dementia mode. We should not make fun of him anymore.
Yeah, we should probably stop. Okay, well, we can announce it now. I might as well because we are weeks away, guys. We're weeks away from Mania. So we'll have Wayne Burnfine will be joining us live.
Oh, yeah.
Watch along. Yep. And Tim Nella. Joining us live for the Saturday night watch along. We'll
Oh man, it sounds like a bunch of fucking honorees in the team top shelf right there, baby.
So we're gonna have a good time. That'll be a lot of fun. So watch for that.
I'll have to bring my golf club. I call my golf club Fred, just in case I need to swing it.
All right, Fred couples, just relax.
Badger, it's always a pleasure to have you on, my friend.
Yes, thank you guys.
We are excited to see you this weekend, Tommy and I. Excited to call some great action with you.
It's going to be freaking great, you guys. It's going to be awesome.
That's right. And guys, don't forget, get your tickets this Saturday if you're in that area, Algona, Iowa, the VFW. 6:30 doors open, 7 o'clock bell time, and a stacked card indeed. Don't miss it. Join us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of violence.
You got anything you want to promote, Badger, or social media, anything?
No, not tonight.
Tommy, you got anything you want to promote? Anything coming up? Anything, shows, anything?
Yeah, Friday I'll be up at the North for the OG Comedy showcase up there in Coon Rapids, and then and then the 17th you can see me in St. Paul. I will literally just be yakking up on the street, talking with people, drinking up a storm for St. Patrick's Day, and then I might go to both fucking the 18th and 19th game at the Wild. So you know, find me around St. Paul for a whole fucking weekend, everybody. Be celebrating my fucking Irish non-heritage.
You're drunk enough, you can just sleep in a cardboard box down there.
Listen, I got class. I'll go to the Drury Motel or something like that.
There you go. Now you're talking.
JR, what do you got?
Yeah, the 18th, I'll be up at the old Busy Beaver or Big Beaver or Beaver Brewing, whatever that
Silly Beaver.
Silly Beaver comedy, but
Big Beaver Island.
Big Beaver Island. That's it. Thank you, Tom.
Now, do the carpets match the drapes up there?
I don't know.
Shut up, Badger.
Something I'm going to ask. Spank the Beaver. No, that's Spank the Monkey.
Spank the
Beaver. Go to Monkey Island Brewing too. Anyway, they're going from one show to 2 shows, so it'll be 2 shows. If you're up there in the St. Cloud area, I'd love to see you. But yeah, so I got that coming up, and then whatever the fuck I'm doing, I don't know.
Perfect.
It's you know how it is. You know how it is.
Yep.
Okay. Up there. Let's see.
I got Absolute this weekend with Tom and Badger. We'll be down there. I'll be ring announcing it as well. We'll probably be at the Waterloo show in a few weeks as well.
Yeah.
And then April, I gotta look because I don't.
29th.
Is that it?
For Madhouse?
Yep. April 29th, Madhouse will be back at Countryside Weddings and Event Center. So join us. We got one hell of a show in store for you on that one. That's gonna be a big one. And I'll be hosting that show as well. So make sure you join us for that. Get your tickets. Don't miss out on seeing the 2 count in action. Also Monday, watch for it. Monday, a brand new episode of the Briscoe Big A Show is dropping. So check it out Monday. Check out our YouTube channel. That's where you'll be able to find it. Wes is very excited. So am I. So it's been a while. We're going to get back at it, though. So
Sweet.
Awesome. As always, you guys, thanks for your support. If you guys weren't watching, we'd be doing it for fun anyway. But we appreciate you being here and supporting us and throwing those comments into the chat. Always makes our night. We will see you again next week. Bye-bye.